is there to help us to. Sorry, it's quite disturbing. Okay. So, in other chapters, we've talked about needing the needing to obtain Krishna's mercy and to also please Krishna's mercy. And then we have another way in. Do you want to know what that is? No. Okay. Then if you don't want to know, then okay. So this is that exceptional grace comes when we chant with Vipralabha. This is the mood of separation from Krishna. So Vipra means distance, and alamba means to attain. So funnily, it's translated as a sense of longing, but actually Vipralabha actually means to attain that which is in the distance. So it's not quite the same as what we may understand it, right? Because normally when we think of longing, it's we want something, but maybe we never get it, right? But Vipralabha actually is meaning something is afar and we want to reach that point there. There's a beautiful quote from Prabhupada that is used here by Satchidananda Swami. It is from May 1975. It says, or Prabhupada says, we should follow in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya and the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. They are always serving in a mood of separation. They never said that, now I have seen Krishna, or last night I danced with Krishna. No, they were crying, where is Krishna? And they were always searching after him, wondering when they would be finally able to see him. We should also desire intensely to see and be with Krishna. But the first thing is to become purified through devotional service. It's not possible otherwise. So in that, we understand, okay, a desire, we should have this desire to intensely see and be with Krishna. And the other times we spoke about chanting the Hare Krishna mantra being service. So chanting by itself is service to Krishna. And here Prabhupada says we should intensely have this desire. Sometimes when we understand, okay, this mood of longing, we think, that's for the gopis, it's not for us. But actually, here Prabhupada clearly states that we follow in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya and the 6 Goswamis. We are not just saying, oh yeah, here's Krishna, la la la. We're saying, okay, where is my Krishna? Where is Krishna? I was listening just in the last hour a lot to quotes by Srila Prabhupada, where he speaks intensely about the need, about basically overcoming all problems through chanting. Everything can be overcome through chanting. And then, there may be a doubt, like, really? Like, seriously? Like, is it really? But he stresses this point over and over again. Also the fact that in our philosophy, we don't try to water it down. It's straight. We say it's straight. So, okay, so what is it then? Taking our life as an experiment, what does it mean then to chant? How can we see it? In this mood, we're trying to say, okay, where is my Krishna? Sometimes I had this written, sometimes on the wall. Where is Krishna? Question mark. First, many of us, before we joined spiritual life, many of us had a sort of question mark, like, what is this life meant to be? What's it for? What does it mean? There was a famous author, Emerson. He writes, what we studied at school was a book which is called A Room with a View. And there is one of the main lead characters. He is forever writing wherever he goes a question mark. And there he means what is the meaning of life? Like, what is my purpose? And for us, essentially, when we have taken up the process of Bhakti Yoga, we're saying, okay, that my goal is Krishna. My goal, not just in my physical destination, but also in my mind and my heart, is Krishna. Material relationships and objects don't work in the same way in this feeling of longing. They don't come into your life simply because you long for them. In fact, longing for someone can make their absence feel more acute. So this does not apply in our material life. Like, oh, if only I had this, if only I had this, if only. And it's almost a negative connotation of longing. But here it says longing for Krishna actually brings him into your heart. So it's different, this material and spiritual perspective. Prabhupada emphasizes also that Kali Yuga, terrible age of quarrel, age of so much misery, and therefore we need to take to the process. I think I mentioned last time that he mentioned, 4 regulative principles and chanting. This will save you from Maya. So in that way it's simple. But on the other side, if the chanting isn't giving us or bringing us some sort of joy or connection, then I guess hopefully that's a reason that you're also maybe here to go into, deepening this feeling. Vipralabha is quite a deep understanding in one sense, but also like you long. Sometimes it could be like, do I feel Krishna? I live in the temple, I'm here, I'm serving, I'm doing so many different things, but do I feel him really in my heart? Do I feel him in the presence in front of me? And in this moment, in this understanding, we're meant to be aware of this lack, so to say, this lack of Krishna, and in that way call out to him, hey, Krishna, where are you? If we only act on what we are told to do without that connection to our consciousness, it's like an electricity circuit which does not have the final connection. It's like something is not quite there, the switch is on but the light doesn't go on. So therefore it's seeing where we are and going in this direction. And we often are told that in the age of Kali we also follow Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And it is said that he taught us how to open our hearts to deep feelings of separation through a simple but pivotal prayer. Ainanda tanuja kinkaram padidam mam vishwame pavam buddho kripaya tava pada pankaja sita duli sajisham vijindaya. O my Lord, O Krishna, son of Maharaj Nanda, I am your eternal servant. But because of my own acts, I have fallen into this horrible ocean of nescience. Now please be causelessly merciful to me. Consider me a particle of dust at your lotus feet. So there Lord Chaitanya is first I got confused about this Muda, because you're like, he's Krishna himself. Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself. Yeah, so why would he then be longing for himself, But that's the point, right? That he is in this mood of separation that Radharani has. And in his mood of longing for Krishna, this mood is what we are also taught. When you sing kirtan or chant japa in a spirit of separation with some longing for the Lord, something wonderful happens. Externally, so outside, Krishna may be far away, and your situation as a soul fallen into the material world remains. But with this mood of separation, Krishna can enter into the heart without delay. Vipralabha therefore means outside absence, inside presence. Externally we feel apart from Krishna, but internally we feel connected. It could be that you have an unfortunate situation, that you come to the temple and you're here for a while, and then at the beginning you felt, whoa, Krishna is everywhere, Krishna, 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 and somehow then there is this lack of feeling, inspiration, connection, like this. Now, it's very easy to explain it on some sort of externals, like, I don't know, the wrong association, this person, this, and the other. often the best way is to also see what's going on the inside. Yeah, this is not, I am not in separation of this. So in this way, when we are longing for what is going on the inside, it's like there is a need to basically really search out what may be needed, you know? So as Srila Prabhupada indicates, the heart needs to be purified also so that one is able to see what our real need is. And only need is Sri Krishna's association. Sometimes many of us wonder in the association of many things that may not be so helpful all the time, like our own mind and other association, which sometimes we're with but somehow pulls us down, but we stay there anyway, right? So therefore it's like seeing, this is a little bit tough, right? It says as long as the heart is not purified, one desires many things and not Krishna. In this chapter, we explore this and see how we can try to switch this mood of desiring into the desire for Krishna. Often, I think I heard it first time by Mother Urmila that says, we search for so many things in our material world, and at one moment we will see that there is this void in our heart. And actually, this void is Krishna-shaped. Only by putting Krishna into our hearts can we then be inspired to find a different way of being. You know, like this sort of Krishna. And I find it's difficult. Oh, it's easy. Okay, you flick on Insta or Facebook. Oh my God, the war's breaking out. This is happening here. Like, oh my God, I don't have enough money. Or can I go on holiday? Or what should I do? All of this is somehow more catchy. But actually, what would it be like if our brains were wired up a little different? Aha. Or now Narahari will come and speak about Ram Katha. Or somebody will come and perform a play about Nishingadev, you know, that take us over. So, or sometimes maybe we'll just go to the temple, see the darshan of the Lord and be so inspired. So when will this change? When will it be that sort of change in our lives? Will we wait like they did in the Russian time where they were locked up, that then they like cry out for Krishna? They made, I don't know if you've read this book, Salted Bread, but they kept the bread when they were locked up in prison. And the bread was very salty, and they waited until it was hard. And from these pieces of bread, they made Japa Mala that they could chant. I mean, amazing, oh, like amazing type of things. I think they maybe used toothpaste as tilak, different things, you know, that kept them going no matter what. And for us, sometimes one sees it's too easy. We have everything that we possibly could need, you know, social welfare like this. But actually, where does that longing for Krishna comes? And the idea is that it can come here in any moment. In any moment, all it is and all it requires is for us to a little bit want to chant closer to Him. Now, there are two exercises that we do today. The first one is actually going into this idea of taking shelter of the spiritual master. So, and we use directly Srila Prabhupada, who's given us so much, because it said earlier, Bhakti Shakti comes from the devotee. The prime devotee on our path to Krishna is our spiritual master. Therefore, we should seek the company of our Guru when we chant, as recommended by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So we're fortunate we're directly in the temple. Afterwards, on the exercise, okay, you want to already show, we have Srila Prabhupada here. So there he is, and worshipped every day. His potency also comes more alive for us. So one way to experience this connection is by keeping a picture of the spiritual master on the altar or remembering the Guru while we chant. So those who have gurus, it's important, right, that we have a picture somewhere on our altar for him. And for most of us too, we also have a picture of Srila Prabhupada, right, there with us. In Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a wonderful description of how a former hunter worshipped Narad worship Narad Muni, his spiritual master, and Parvata Muni, an equally exalted soul. The hunter then received the two great sages in the courtyard of his house. He spread out a straw mat for them to sit upon, and with great devotion he begged them to sit down. He fetched water and washed the sages' feet with great devotion. Srila Prabhupada writes in his purport to this, "This is the process one should follow when receiving the spiritual master or someone on the level of the spiritual master." Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives this wonderful meditation. One worships the spiritual master by offering a seat, water for washing his feet, water to drink, agya, cloth and ornaments. Then with the spiritual master's permission, we may begin worshipping the divine couple through chanting and other methods. Now there's a couple of pujaris here, then you will know that this is the method that is used before and every day that anything is offered on the altar. Yeah, the spiritual master is then invited, given a seat, given water to wash his feet, all with different mantras, then to drink and other things along the way. When one finishes worshipping the deities, prasadam is given to spiritual masters, to other Vaishnavas and demigods. This process can be done both physically as well as mentally with wonderful results. By the power of one's devotion to his spiritual master, Guru Bhakti Bala, one crosses the ocean of birth and death. The spiritual master gives Lord Krishna's mercy. That's from Sri Harinam Chintamani, 6:33 to 34. So this is the point then there. The theme, we work slowly into the theme of Vipralabha longing. Now at this moment, our first exercise is trying to chant with the spiritual master. So we will enter into a small meditation. We focus on Srila Prabhupada today, but afterwards when you do your own meditation, it's also nice to think of your own Guru Maharaj. Just in the mood, there is a 30-second clip of Srila Prabhupada speaking. Just wanted to play.
This Hare Krishna mantra is the process of purification. Whomever you meet, you just try to give him some instruction of Krishna. You can simply say, "My dear friend, I have got one request to you. Chant Hare Krishna." That's all. Hare Krishna has so much potency.
It's very small. Can you all understand? You understand Prabhupada's voice? I mean, it's beautiful. Just keep it simple. Just say, please, a humble request. Just chant Hare Krishna. There is some Harinam party that they go on and they just say, "Oh, can you say this word?" They sometimes use Nityananda and Chaitanya, but otherwise they say, "Can you say Hare Krishna?" They're like, "Yes, Hare Krishna." So, and then they begin to sing in this mood. So it's quite nice, this sort of vision. I was going to play our flute music, and then I thought, as we do this worship on Prabhupada, I will change to having Prabhupada playing with this flute music in the background. But I do the meditation just with the flute music, otherwise it's two different voices. Basically get yourself comfortable on a seat or a chair or wherever feels like the most. Should I collect with Bluetooth? Not with Bluetooth? Logitech adapter or something? I don't know how it works. No, okay, good. Our Stas is not here, we don't know. It depends. I think sometimes, is it loud enough or people want it a bit louder? Is it on? Yeah. Oh, sorry. Technical. So, here it says, sit straight and stretch out and loosen your muscles. Don't normally have this. We have to. Maybe we knew that people look a little tense today. Oh, shake it a little bit out, move about. Yes, alcohol. Then get into a comfortable seating position, please. With eyes closed, take a few deep breaths, bringing your awareness to each inhale and exhale. Some deep inhaling Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Continue to breathe until your mind becomes calm and focused. If distracting thoughts or feelings arise, gently let them go and simply return to your breathing. Now imagine someone has entered the room. Imagine you place a beautiful seat near you and invite Srila Prabhupada to sit on this seat. After you've invited him to take a seat, you can begin worshipping Srila Prabhupada by washing his lotus feet. Next, offer drinking water in an elegant cup to Srila Prabhupada. Now, you can request Srila Prabhupada for his permission to worship the divine couple through your chanting. You will begin chanting in Srila Prabhupada's inspiring association. Try to be conscious of his deep devotional mood and imbibe it. That's ready. We begin in one voice with the chanting. Change the music to the japa with. Okay. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Hare. A little bit louder than normal, if you don't mind. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Keep going. Imagine Srila Prabhupada is really present here. Offer your chanting to him. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare. Please continue until we finish the round. Don't know about you, but that woke me up right now. Normally we have this flute music, we will have this too. And I think maybe even for the first time, in this moment when I could hear Srila Prabhupada, I was really aware of how crisp his voice is and how alive and awake he is. I don't want to compare with myself, but one can't help sometimes to note that maybe so I can say my own chanting is a little sleepy in comparison, but the Srila Prabhupada is really like, even if you listen later on, because it's a long recording of him chanting, it's the same. It's almost intense, right? This intensity that we have. Srila Prabhupada used to say that the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is the ultimate prayer. When chanting, we stand before the Lord and naturally want to know what pleases him. In this moment, one could also think that Srila Prabhupada is also in front of Krishna and saying, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. My Lord, what do you desire? What should I do now? He's on a mission, let's go, right? It says here, so yes, in this sentiment, please engage me in your service. Please accept me. But, Sachinanda Swami writes, alas, because of uttering the mantra so many times, our mind and heart tend to switch off, and we remain empty inside. No feeling, only inner emptiness. Now, somehow we have to break free of it. Or sometimes it happened to me one summer that you sort of, it's hard, it's this, you get into Hare Krishna, Hare, and you sort of get used to chanting sort of mechanically, right? For those of us who vowed 16 rounds, we know we have to, one way or the other, right? Get it done. And it's like, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, how many rounds? Like, all of this stuff is going on. And sometimes just before I begin a Japa workshop, I think, why should I do this? I'm also a guilty culprit of this sort of sleepy chanting of, we've said it so many times, it's like, like, okay, should I again? Or maybe I should be productive, like, let's chant. And just that important message, service-related message was just there, should we also maybe, and therefore, it's not the same. You hear Srila Prabhupada chanting and it's like, whoa, awake. It's like almost like an army section ready, to fight the war against Maya. Let's go, let's do it. And of course, when you look 30, 40 years back, the devotees of that time were very like, oh, let's go, let's go. And also you'll see in the temple, there are some who have this sort of passion and fire, and they do have this life with them. And some of us are in between, let's say in between, like myself. We have this fire, but sometimes we just get too tired and it's all too much. And in that all too much, then sometimes the chanting, everything can feel like, okay, let's take it down a notch, 100 miles an hour, it's like 10 miles. Let's just get it down in some way. But this is not the point, right? The point is that our hearts should be full with this devotion. And on this topic of Vipralabha, the sense of longing that Srila Prabhupada directly instructs us that we can go into this mood, we should not be afraid to keep that question in our minds. Where is Krishna? In particular, in those moments where you feel even lost or bewildered, where is Krishna here? It could be that in this moment you're okay, actually he's present, I just have to make this garland or just have to worship, he's here. But other times it can be. And it's said that sometimes we fall into a bit of desert, even in our spiritual lives. We'll be like, okay, where is he? Yeah, here. But is he here? Where? To keep on this longing. Krishna, where are you? Krishna, if I am fortunate or if you give me your mercy, please show yourself in front of me. Please show yourself through the holy name. And in this way, we go straight into our next exercise. We will use the flute music this time. We go with this deeper mood. It says, the best prayer for accessing this mood of separation is given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the 7th verse of the Sri Shastakam. And it's also said that if we follow in the way of the acharyas, that we can also evoke this sense of longing. So what we will use this time is a song by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur from the songbook Gitavali. And this, it says, explains or beautifully illustrates Lord Chaitanya's meaning. The song is called Gaitya Gaitya Nama Ki Dasa Hoilo. I will read the whole prayer. So again, get comfortable. I put the flute music. If everyone likes this. Get comfortable and somehow, even if you need to sit on a chair or somewhere, it doesn't take long, this meditation. We go immediately into the chanting. So sit straight, but make sure your lower back is relaxed. Sort of, anyone feeling sleepy, there is this nice mudra, these fingers up. It's also described in a book. It's meant to be prana mudra. Do it on the opposite hand that you chant, because otherwise you won't, And you sort of leave it like this. It's meant to open up the flow so that one doesn't fall asleep or switch off too much. Like this, exactly like this. I have to say I learned that many years ago and I still use it. It somehow works for me. You have to see for yourself. But because we will shut our eyes, not to see. Take a few deep breaths in, please, and out. Just relax. These next few moments, let all other thoughts pass by. If something is coming up, just tell your mind, after this exercise, you can think of all of it again. But now, this is our sacred time with Krishna, and to understand the depth of the holy names given to us by Srila Prabhupada. Verse 1. Gaitya Gaitya Nama Ki Dasa Hoilo Krishna Nitya Dasa Mu Hidorash Purilo. What is happening to me as I repeatedly chant the holy names? I have come to understand that I am Krishna's eternal servant. Janilama Maya Pashe e Jada Jagate Govinda Virahe Dukapai Nana Mate. I have realized that due to my separation from Govinda, I have been entangled in a network of Maya in this material world, and thus I am suffering material miseries in various ways. Are je samsara mora nahi lage balo, kanhe jai Krishna Hari e chinda vishalo. This worldly life no longer brings me any pleasure. The only thing I want to know is what I must do in order to see Krishna. Kandite kandite mora anki barish soya, basha dada heno chaksha hoile udoya. My eyes are filled with tears which pour down like torrents of rain, like the downpour of the monsoon season. Nimishe hola mora satya yuga sama, Govinda virahara ara sahita kshama. Now one moment appears to be equal to 100 yugas. In fact, I'm simply unable to tolerate separation from Govinda. Sunya dara talecho dike dekaya, parane udasha hoya, kikora kikori, shtira nahi hoy, jivana nahi ko roya. Looking in every direction, I see the world as completely empty, and this has made me indifferent to life. What should I do? What on earth should I do? I am no longer capable of living. Raja Basigana, Mora Prana Raka, Deko Shirada Nata, Bhakta Vinotako, Minati Mania, Lohahe Tare Sate. O inhabitants of Raj, please save my life by showing me the beloved Lord of Radha. Accept this request of Bhakti Vinod and give him your association. Shri Krishna Virahara Are Sahiti Napari Parane Charita Are Dina Du Chari. I cannot tolerate the separation from Krishna anymore. I have a few days left before the life airs leave my body. Meditating on this mood of longing that Krishna, who is so far, comes close to us again. Please get ready for the next round. We begin in one voice, a little slower, and then we'll speed up. And please, if you don't mind, chant a little bit louder, just for the sound vibration. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. A little quicker together. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Keep going in your own speed, chanting, trying to bring Krishna, the Shingadev, into your heart. keep going, keep trying to call Krishna in your chanting. Just continue until you finish your round, and then somehow look in my direction, and I know that we've... So it'd be wonderful to hear if there's some feedback of how these two meditations were. First, our sitting with Srila Prabhupada, and the next is beautiful prayer. Anyone who wants to say how it was? You have a helper. You make it sound like you're old.
Yes.
Oh, 22? 21? 23. Anyone want? How was this? Anyone want to share? Okay. Oh, no, okay.
I don't know if this is an answer of your question, but when I come inside and you talked about Srila Prabhupada to get closer with him, to go deeper in the relationship with Krishna or with Radha Krishna, and we heard, or I heard his chanting, and then I recognized, I was thinking it's so slow, yeah. And it isn't slow. No. And then when we repeat in his mood, and I get the water in my mouth, and okay, how he can...
How can we keep up, right?
Yeah. So, and then I have to make a small break, and I recognize, oh, I have to hurry. Yeah.
And Prabhupada really goes for the hurry, oh?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Hurry.
Yeah, so it was amazing. I was not thinking, somebody, sometimes the people have, some devotees have them in like earplugs and hear the mantra saying, okay, they're quite slow and I'm a little bit faster, maybe I make it wrong. No. They make it faster, yeah, because when it's Prabhupada's chanting, yeah, it's quite, I would say fast, no? It's not too fast. No, it's really good that you can finish your rounds in a proper time. Yeah,
Yes.
I would say that.
But
like
it was
this.
a bit of a shocker.
Yeah,
I was like,
it was like this.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, like, oh.
Yeah, so
He almost doesn't breathe in between the next one.
Yes.
like this. So- And it's really funny, Mitravinda, you say that, because I also thought it was quite slow usually. But to chant with him, it's like, I felt like, when they said when Srila Prabhupada walked, although he was, quite elderly, he walked and it was hard to keep up with him. So it was like he was walking sometimes, and I felt like this, when you're like trying to walk like after a parent and you cannot keep, And Charu, please sit down properly, Sit properly, as Prabhupada would say. How was the exercise, second one then for you with the prayer? Charu, can you give the... And don't walk in front of the camera, walk behind it. Yeah.
I think I was not so really concentrating like the first session, yeah. So I must honestly say,
Yes.
but actually, when I looked, when you said, yeah, you finished your round, I was thinking, oh, maybe I'm a little bit too slow. Then whoa, only a few beats, and I finished my 2 rounds, yeah. So or maybe you finished 3, I don't know. But this was so. It was not like automatically. It was so like a consciousness, like a vibe. This was comes from really deep inside. Yes, so it was not really thinking of the head and not feeling with the heart. It was, yeah, it was there. So, and this was amazing. This was amazing exercises I made and experience. So to realize, so, oh, this is actually something in myself like this. Yeah. So I mean, I like chanting, but sometimes when you say, yeah, we have not so maybe not the best days
Also
every day.
chanting for many years.
But in this moment, I felt so, wow, amazing. I'm chanting without thinking. Yeah, and this is a nice experience, really. So thank you.
Yeah, today was really easy to chant.
Wow.
Really easy rounds. And yeah, it was very calming, like always.
Which of the exercises did you feel the most easy, if there was one?
How to decide? It was even.
Both of them.
It
Both
was
of them.
even, yes,
Oh, wow.
definitely. It was really easy today, I don't know.
But it's a nice surprise too, right? Because we've had
Yes.
other days together where it's been like a marathon, right?
Yeah. I liked chanting with Srila Prabhupada. It was very calming, and yeah, I never did it before, so it was my first time.
Mine also, actually,
Yeah.
after all these years.
It was a
With
great
him.
idea.
I've had him always in the background, probably also, but I've never tried to chant with him at that pace, right?
Yeah.
So it was
Great
quite
idea.
Nice. That was
Yeah.
probably something.
And yeah, it was calming. It was a nice atmosphere. We had a nice round here with the devotees.
There was a nice atmosphere, or in the room,
Yes.
one felt like after Mangalati that there is some sort of momentum again, right?
And everyone was like one. Nobody was too fast, nobody was too slow. All in the same speed, and yeah, I liked that we were a little bit louder chanting today, because it's more intense.
Yeah, it wakes us up a little, keeps us like together in that.
Yeah.
After Mangala Arati, sometimes I feel a little bit disturbed when most times the Prabhus get a little bit more loud and louder. So it's not shouting, but sometimes maybe I'm too tired. I don't know.
No, but I'm the same. In the morning time, it's somehow different.
Yeah,
You're
no?
like, oh, come on, like.
I don't want to judge it. It's only recognizing. I was thinking, oh, maybe I go outside. So this vibe of the voice is a little bit disturbing. Also, I mean, in this moment myself, yeah. So, but then I'm going forward, and then actually, in one time, I didn't recognize it anymore. Yes, and maybe it's something like I go over it. But here, when we chanted in nicely together, in the same what is this volume? Yeah, this is quite nice. This
It's
makes
like we're
so
in it
confident.
together. Yeah.
So
I wonder if it is because we're together in this. We're trying to chant. Where sometimes in the morning it feels like perhaps we're all there with our different minds, and sets and what has to be done in the day. But here it's like we're there just to try to hear the Lord, just, remember that point.
and actually we chanted a few rounds. I mean, a lot rounds. I mean, 7. Yes, this is something like half of the rounds. We get a woe to the daily amount, and this is so I didn't expect this so, and this was so surprising, also nicely surprisingly, so it was really good. So and not with a great effort, yeah. So only we did it, or I did it, no. So we did it together.
We did it.
Yeah.
Nice.
We can do it.
We can do it. Prabhu, do you have some? How was it? Are you at?
Yeah, so I joined late, Mataji, so the only thing is whenever I chant and then I doze off,
Yes, I saw a little like you were in ecstatic meditation.
I actually feel guilty that I should have eaten less prasadam.
What we love about Japa Workshop is the honesty, Sometimes we have to be honest to say, But it was nice that you stayed, anyhow. And at some moment I saw you woke back up again and then you were back together with us. This is what also helps with this louder chanting. Then it's harder to, unless you sleep talk, Yeah. Nice. Please keep going.
Yeah, we have something in the chat from Kavita Shiram, if I say the name right.
Yes.
He or she is saying the second exercise I felt tired. The first one with Srila Prabhupada I felt was a bliss.
What she felt?
A bliss.
Bliss. She felt bliss. First one. Yes. So a little like Mitravin, the first one was like, okay, they're blissful, and the second one, a little bit like this, but still nice. Okay. Thank you, Kavita. I like that Kavita always gives her feedback in. Yeah, basically, so many exercises are there. I think I will probably try this one again to chant with Prabhupada, because imagine how many years and never having done that. And I have listened to Prabhupada when I'm super tired, and sometimes it's like, oh, it's too loud. But I realize now it's because of the tiredness. Actually, to chant, one has to be alert and alive. Actually, our spiritual lives, we should be alert and alive. Like Prabhu, you say too much prasadam, and maybe you also need to take some extra rest, to balance up the life. Enough rest. Devotees, we have this perpetual habit of just sleeping too little. And this affects not just our bodily strength or our health, but also that the mind becomes a bit dull and cannot take so much, right? So just to get that balance, if you need to, you take rest in the daytime where you can, and then it's more, the emphasis comes in. I like enthusiastic speakers. Thank you.
Yes, sorry, today
Please,
I like to share a lot, because I got the idea, because like Niels shared, we had such a nice mood here. Yeah, we are together. And this is, I was thinking maybe it's for communities or for temples or for our community. Could be nice, not only for Prabhupada's appearance day, that we hear and we chant maybe for only 1 round or 2 rounds together, like before or during also for Istagoshti. So maybe we can keep it in mind, so to do this, because it's so like nobody is separated here. There's a energy what connects us, which connects us. So
interesting.
This is so I feel really good, also good in the in the heart and in the gut. So it's like a good, really a peaceful and cool down mood. Really. So when I can sit here hours and hours now. I know I don't want to exaggerate, but this is a good. So I think everything is.
Oh, for microphone, because it won't hear you.
So I don't know how how you feel, but I feel here in the where the
Solar plexus?
stomach and solar plexus, so it's quite relaxed.
Mm.
So I don't know, maybe it's the chanting mood from Prabhupada or all together or so, but this is so.
Somehow this chanting together often brings this feeling of harmony, which is interesting because if you look in the room, even now and other times, we come from totally different backgrounds, different genders, different ages, different everything, right? But the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is so powerful that it doesn't matter, and therefore it brings some synergy together. And Prabhupada says it, but it's amazing that it actually happens, which is why these sessions are called workshops, that we see actually it happen. It's not just something we spoke about or heard, but that there was an experiential learning that you learned, meaning you had that experience. Yes, it works. This works like this. But I think somehow, still within the movement, the general title of Let's Improve Our Japa is just not very popular yet. You know, I think it will come. It will come. And I did wonder, like, okay, so many people, but not so many come. And then I had a doubt, is it not a vision? But those who come, there's often a very amazing insight that comes either now or later. And that's enough to already feel that we are walking in the words of Srila Prabhupada to fulfill that. But also, he does say as an afterthought, performing kirtan is also a potent way to help you enter devotional feelings. Srila Prabhupada encouraged that we sing aloud even when we are alone. What happens when we sing out loud? We break a certain barrier in our heart, let go of our reservations, and actually hear the sound vibration. Our heart and mind have to hear us. Just before I continue, on that point, sometimes it can be, I've happened to me, there's a kirtan, and also you're listening is, you're not really singing. You let a few others sing, but you're not with it. But when we're chanting, you sort of can't, it's like you can't let the team down, and we're all chanting together. And we had it actually in one ashram group, there were no real kirtaniers. But we wanted to do something. So actually we chanted around together. And it was a beautiful round in that way. But it was just somehow we thought, okay, if there's kirtan here, so we sing. But it's actually, the suggestion you gave is very valuable, Mitravinda, because maybe it's like we start a little revolution. We begin, we sit together and chant, around together. And then it already feels like we enter more into the spiritual vision. Sometimes I find that Srila Prabhupada is so straight talking that I'm like, what do you mean? Just Krishna? Like what? How? And then one moment something clicks, and one thinks, aha, it is possible. If only I can immerse myself in these stories and leelas and pastimes of Krishna and understand the mood of Lord Chaitanya, the world changes in a different direction, right? And that is our whole aim in our lives. And that's also harder when we get older, right? Because as we get older, then we are subject to hearing the problems here, or this goes on. But actually, I realized it's not the point, right? That is still, we should still make it's just small, not make it too big. And instead, what's big is the things that are often neglected. Wow, the chanting. Oh, wow, I'm here in front of the Lord. Wow, let me hear something that's really appealing for me in my understanding. Either in knowledge, in your sight, in hearing something, but whatever makes you feel switched on, There may be sometimes you hear something and it turns you off. So just listen to something else, but spiritual, right? And life changes, I think, in this direction. Yes, it is described that when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chanted, he was so loud that the whole universe became steeped in the sound. Imagine, huh? A sound so loud it penetrates, like even here, we're like, whoa, what is this? Yeah, really know. Any last words, Niels?
Yes, I was thinking it's a little bit sad that this is one of the last Japa workshops.
Oh, we still have 4 more.
Yeah, but 4 you can count on one hand, So maybe we can find a way to chant together
afterwards. Yeah.
After those
After
four.
the 4, and Mitravinda will still be here too. We hope for a 64 round day. No, but there will be inspiration throughout the day, just like 5 minutes to keep us going. Because there was a positive. I just have to find a day, but I think we would finish the workshop and straight after the week later we would try the 64 rounds day. Yeah, and tips we have to discuss also on that session because, like, for example, I chanted normal time, but those who seem to be successful, they literally planned it that they woke up at 2:30 and already began to chant because the rounds are chanting like so much quicker at that point. I didn't, and there was me and actually Bhakta Bjorn who were like, will we make it? But we made it. We made it. So it was, and something is changes, right, in the consciousness. There must be something in it, right, if Srila Prabhupada speaks about it that much. I said it last week that he doesn't say 4 eggs, chant 16 rounds, X, Y, Z. He keeps it to these points. So therefore it's like if other things fail, it's like that. Therefore I think, wow, this chanting is like a key to so much inner strength and inner connection to the Lord. It just has to be unlocked. And it's like, like days where it goes easy, one can see it. Hare Krishna Mantra ki jai.